Hello everyone, it's Kavita from Red Door Yoga again. It's wonderful to have you online here from around the globe, wherever you are. I was recently talking about the avatar and the ego as it related to the true self and the fact that they're meant to partner together. I wanted to continue on just slightly from there. I mentioned to you that, we all have an ultimate purpose for being here in this world. The ultimate purpose comes from the true self, and that's to be of service to others. But there's also, we'll call it a smaller, more specific purpose of us being here, our dharma, as it will. And our specific purpose is built around our ego. We are built through this avatar to be of service, but in particular ways. So, for example, my avatar, Kavita, is built to be a teacher. Is built to be a teacher, where I am built to be able to take in information, take in philosophy, think about things deeply, and then be able to process that and extend it out through these mini sutras, through the yoga studio classes. And so, that's the specifics of my avatar as to how I'm meant to be of service. That's the tool that I'm built to be. But what I wanted to say to you is that, when you are functioning through in this world, the way you are meant to be, you feel like there's true purpose to your life. So if you are someone who are going through, a period in your life, maybe this period seems to have been your whole life, but maybe you're going through that aspect where you feel like there's no real purpose to your life. What I want to say to you is that it's because you don't know who you are. Now, what I mean by that is you don't understand how you are built. You don't understand your ego. It's important to understand your ego, okay? And your ego has these flashpoints. It has these things that drive it, these passions that come up in it. And it also has these things these skills, these gifts that it's really good at, that it's just meant to do, and therefore there's a certain ease that comes with it as you're driven towards it. So for myself, I am very driven to know, to understand, to seek the truth of things. So I am driven to continue to learn and to look deeply at these philosophical questions, and my ability to access the information, access the thought process, access connections aren't as difficult for me as it might be for someone who isn't built to be of service in this way. So when I look at my passions and I look at my gifts, I start to understand who I am and what I am meant for, what the tool is. And because it's driven by my passions and my gifts, I enjoy it. It lights me up. So if you are feeling like there's no purpose in your life, it's because you don't know who you are. And you need to start looking very closely at what you're passionate about and what your gifts are. Now, in connection to that, I want to bring up a little thing. And that is that, a lot of us, all of us, when we're very young, we have people who tell us who we are. And that's just the way it works, right? That you have people who will tell us, you're a good girl, you're a good boy, you're really smart, or, I'm using things that we tend to think of as positive, but they don't have to be positive, even the ones I just mentioned. But they define us over and over and over in some way. And we take those on. It's just natural that we take them on, because especially when we're young, we are relying on those people to tell us what the world looks like, to tell us who we are, and to tell us how we relate to this world. Now, at some point in time, we grow into adults, and it becomes really important that we start investigating who we are according to ourselves. So this little piece I want to use a demonstration for. So, the last time we looked at this singing bowl, and I said, it has characteristics. And I mentioned that this singing bowl is hard. It's made out of brass. If I try to squeeze it, it's not really going anywhere. It's hard. But that's according to me, that this bowl is hard. If I took a boulder, or if a boulder rolled on top of this bowl, that boulder, assuming that it is quite large, would actually crush this bowl. And according to the bowl is very soft. And so it is important for us to understand that as people are defining us, they're not actually defining us. They're defining themselves. So the reason that I think this bowl is hard is because in relation to this bowl, I am actually soft. Okay? The reason the boulder thinks this bowl is soft is because in relation to itself, it is actually hard. Okay? So when you start to look at these things, if you feel like you don't have purpose in your life, you start to need to look at how you are defining yourself and start to see, is it because you're allowing other people's definitions, not of you really, but of themselves, to distract you from who you are? Is that why there isn't purpose? Okay, so just some food for thought, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Any questions, any comments that you have, please put them in the comment section. And there's one other thing I'd love from you related to this video. I would love to find out a little bit about your avatar. So if you wouldn't mind, take a moment and, write in the comment section, who do you think you are? And that sounds, like, hey, who do you think you are? But I mean, who do you think you are? Like I said to you guys, I am a teacher. I am someone who is interested in pursuing the truth in life. I am driven by this. I get excited by this. I get lit up by this. And I actually said to you guys that I'm good at it, okay? It's okay to recognize when you're good at something, okay? So I'd love to hear about your avatars. I'd love to hear about how you see yourself in the world. Thank you, everyone. And it's always lovely to be here with you. Thank you for listening and for joining me today. We'll see you again online soon. Namaste.